Why is the Bermuda Triangle so mysterious? Is it true that there are aliens there? Is it true that people disappear? But why? Why does it happen? In this video, we will unravel all these mysteries and look into some scientific explanations that spotlight why the place is so mysterious and even dangerous. Do you know all the mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle? In this video, you will know everything, but I must warn you, some things can be frightening. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the most mysterious places on the planet. We hear dozens of stories from various sources about missing ships and airplanes, all shrouded in mystery. The history of what we call the Bermuda Triangle actually started in 1664. The term was first used by American author Vicente Guedes in a magazine to describe a triangle-shaped area in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Florida. It has an area of 500,000 square kilometers. The area is formed by a triangle that lies between Florida, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda. The Bermuda Triangle is an area where many ships and planes mysteriously disappear. While there are explanations for most disappearances, such as storms, human error, and mechanical failures, there are still many conspiracy theories and legends that involve things like extraterrestrials, portals to another universe, and paranormal activity. However, these theories have no scientific basis and have not been proven. In summary, the Bermuda Triangle is an area known for disappearances, but there are not enough facts to support the mysterious theories. However, there have been more than 100 cases of disappearances over the years. But why so much attention? Is it really the only place where this happens? Do we really know what the Bermuda Triangle is? What is legend and what is reality? Is it true that ships, planes, and people disappear in this area of the planet without a trace? Don't worry, I'll tell you everything we know about this scary subject. But first, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. Why is that? Cases of disappearances in the area are long-standing. In 1951, a cargo plane, also belonging to the United States, disappeared in the region without emitting any signal. Theoretically, the flying conditions were ideal, and there was no plausible explanation for the sudden disappearance of the plane, which was carrying over 50 people. There were later other cases of disappearances, shipwrecks, and deaths at the site, and the cases continue to this day. In January 2021, the Florida Coast Guard made an announcement stating that a vessel traveling toward Florida had gone missing after leaving the Bahamas the day before. After 84 hours of intense investigation, the search was called off with no trace of the vessel and its crew. One much talked about explanation is that there are bubbles of methane gas staked underground that would be released during tremors and could cause explosions when an electrical spark occurs. This is scientifically possible, but there's a catch. Do you know what this problem is? Don't worry, I'll tell you. Stay with us. As far as is known, there are no traces of methane reserves in the Bermuda Triangle. Today, in recent years, groups of experts and scientists from the British University, tired of the mysteries surrounding the place, decided to study the matters. They believe that one of the thousands of reasons for so many mysterious events could be much more common phenomena, like storms, which would explain a good portion of the shipwrecks. The region also has warm ocean waters, being a key component for the formation of storms and large-scale severe waves that can reach 30 meters in height, including hurricanes. Not to mention, back in the day, there were no satellite images to know what the weather was like in the region where they were going to sail or fly. In fact, many may have occurred far from the Bermuda Triangle. In the lab, they recreated a replica of some ships that disappeared there and simulated the great storms that occurred at the location. And guess what? None of them held up. But what about the explanation about never finding a trace of these shipwrecks? According to them, the waves and storms there are so violent that they could easily rend a giant ship into thousands of pieces, making it nearly impossible to find anything, as the ocean's turbulence would easily scatter the wreckage. But it isn't only ships that vanish there, planes do too. And what would be the reasons for this? So now we'll delve into other theories. According to one Australian scientist, after extensive study, he declared that there is no mystery at all in this place. The scientist states that it is merely a fact that many planes and ships should not travel through there due to the severe storms. But despite this, he says, the Bermuda Triangle is a heavily used route. And if we compare the number of ships and aircraft passing through so frequently and nothing happens to them with the number of missing, the count of those who pass through unscathed is thousands of times greater than the number of the missing. He also said that the number of incidents that have happened there is even less than elsewhere on Earth. However, a mystique has been created around the Bermuda Triangle, and people pay a lot of attention to what happens there more than anywhere else. And when asked about one of the most mysterious cases ever to happen there, Flight 19, where US Navy planes flew there in 1945 for a training mission, the planes lost contact with the base and disappeared. Soon after, the planes that were sent to the rescue also disappeared. The scientist claims they were simply shot down, ran out of fuel, or were knocked down by storms. He also said he believes the methane gas theory is possible. The amount of gas is so intense that it makes the water less dense, causing ships to sink. The amount of gas was so much that it even came out of the water, making a dense, strong cloud of gas that was so hot that, carried by the wind, it would be able to bring down planes if they came into contact. His theory was accepted by many other scientists. Bermuda Triangle. Mystery solved. Former American pilot Larry Kirsch points out that the planes that disappeared in 1945 crashed into the ocean due to a simple shortage of fuel, and comparing the number of planes and boats gone missing in this area since the time frame between the First and Second World War, the proportion is exactly the same as anywhere else in the world. At that time, technical records and safety concerns were less. Many aircraft and bodies have never been found due to the sheer difficulty of finding them, even though the technology used for this type of maritime rescue has greatly advanced. It's like searching for a needle in a haystack. Can you imagine back then? But for those who enjoy a conspiracy theory, there's a theorist named Charles Berlitz who wrote a book about the Bermuda Triangle, published in 1974. And in the book, he claims that the unexplained disappearances and mysteries that have always happened there are because it's an area dominated by aliens. For him, it's not about science, just alien abductions. According to him, the other possibility would be time travel happening there. Of course, many believe him, but many think he's crazy for his theories. And do you think that's possible? Even Steve Spielberg, one of the most famous directors in cinema, capitalized on these outlandish theories and referenced the location in one of his movies, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, a film about aliens. In the movie, he showcases the crew of the notorious Flight 19 getting abducted by aliens, which at the time greatly escalated and amplified the place's reputation as a mysterious and dangerous location. So in short, we don't deny that the site is indeed the scene of numerous accidents and disappearances of ships and planes. But it's worth noting that we mentioned it's an area with a lot of vessel traffic. Adding to the fact of large and dangerous storms, there are indeed many accidents, but no more than in other places. The proportion is the same or even lower than in many other places on the planet. After all, if it was so dangerous and mysterious, why haven't they found a way to prohibit or prevent travel through this place? Or even with today's advanced technologies, why haven't they found a way to truly understand what's happening? Simply because there's no mystery beyond what happens in many other places. The Bermuda Triangle just has an exaggerated reputation because of the conspiracy theories surrounding it. But despite everything, we know there are still many unexplained cases where even scholars and scientists have no explanation. We'll be back with more videos about these unsolved cases. But what about you? Do you have your theories about what happens in the Bermuda Triangle? Do you really believe the place is mysterious, or do you believe in the scientific explanations?